Hello friends. The following video is a sample from my Patreon channel. I talk about Patreon a lot on this channel because it's so important to me that you learn the things that I can teach you through Patreon. So this is just a little sample. They're not very long. It's $5 a month. You get 5 videos a week, Monday through Friday. It applies to both at-home homemakers and payroll homemakers. And this is where you can decide if you want to be mentored by me. So if you decide you want to be mentored and you're in the Patreon channel, you've paid your $5, go look at the tiers and see what you need. All right, that's it. Have a wonderful day. Enjoy. Hello, patrons. Today we're going to talk about over-planning your days, which will overwhelm you. I've got mentees who have these huge lists of things they want to do, and they just start popping them out. I got to do this and this and this and this, and this is what's wrong, and this is what's happening, and here's what's wrong with me, here's what's wrong with my family. And they make these humongous lists, and I'm thinking, okay, you know what's going to happen if I let you have that? This is what I'm thinking. You're going to be so overwhelmed, you're going to do that freeze thing. So here's what I want you to do. If you find yourself with all these things you want to do, I want you to slow down. And I want you to think about the week that you have and what you can possibly do in the amount of time that I give you to do it, which isn't going to be a lot. It's going to be a little. It's going to be a chip, but it's going to be enough. Okay? Enough is enough, and it's enough. You don't want to overwhelm yourself. If you think you're going to make a whole statue out of this big block of marble in 1 week, you've got another thing coming. You're just going to chip away at it, and eventually it'll be a beautiful statue. It'll be your home. So if you have your week all planned out and you open your planner and you go, and you think, okay, fine. I'm just going to do my morning routine. And then I'm just going to look at that. And you look at it and it's just jammed in there and you've got so many things to do. Then you need to rethink. You need to take that and replan it and cut it down. The things that are supposed to be in your planner are your routines, your zone, and your basic weekly plan, as far as homemaking goes. Not your routines, your zone, your basic weekly plan, and a project, and another project. And on my free time, I'm going to do another project. That is not what I want you to do at all. Because you think you have to make up for lost time, and that is wrong thinking. So change your mind and realize that we're not going to make up for lost time. And we're not going to ever have a perfect home. It's just not going to be that way. We're going to do a little bit at a time. And you, as the CEO of your house, you're in charge of making sure that little bit gets done. And you can delegate some of that little bit. But it's your business to make sure that it's done. So you have to inspect what you expect if you delegate. And I do recommend you delegate. It's very important for your children to have delegation. However, let me say right now that we don't want to delegate so much that the poor child is burdened. That's not what childhood is about. Child is about learning happily how to do new things. Sometimes discipline is involved where they must do things that aren't fun. For example, learning the piano, playing the scales. There are things that might be fun the first time or the second time, but over time they're not going to be fun. So I'm just using the piano as an example, but you can do that with anything in your home. So don't overwhelm your child. Don't have them doing things that take so long. Always give your child a warning that it's going to happen. Give yourself a warning that it's going to happen, whatever you're doing. Just like you need a plan, your child needs a plan. They need to know what to expect. So stop over-planning for yourself, for your children, for your spouse. Stop that. That is not good leadership. That is not a good CEO of a household. So instead, step back and say, this is our long-term plan. We have a long-term goal. We don't have a short-term goal for the finish of this. We have a long-term goal for the finish of this. We have short-term goals for tiny projects as we go along. And the tiny project could be that your zones are going to be decluttered. That's a tiny project. It's not an official project, but I'm just saying, as a way of thinking about it, it's a small thing that you want to accomplish that adds up. All these little things are bricks that add up. Okay? So today, I want you to look at your planner and see if you've overplanned. You should be able to have your planner planned out for the week, looking at the big picture, like the video that I made last week talked about, looking at the big picture, making your plan. And then when you open up your planner for today, you don't have to worry about the rest of the week or even the rest of the month or the year, because you'll handle that on Planning and Desk Day. Today, you're trusting that you planned for this week properly, and you're going to do the morning routine and the things you have listed in that block of time, and that's what you're thinking about and nothing more. And then when you get to the afternoon, maybe you don't even have anything planned. Maybe you've finished it all, or you've got just a little bit more to do after lunch, and that's it. And then the rest of the day is yours. You still have to take care of dinner. You still have to do those other routines that are part of your life. But you're not overwhelming yourself. So stop today. Stop overwhelming yourself. Start thinking kindly. Think kindly. Think about doing these things gently, and over time, your house will be done. Clutter checks are critical. However, you can't just halfway do something. I want you to declutter the whole cabinet, for example, over time. But the clutter checks keep it from getting eaten back up with clutter. So you're going to look in your cabinet, or you're going to look wherever you've just decluttered to make sure you're not keeping old habits. We're breaking habits. That's the hardest part of this, is breaking habits. Okay, so don't overwhelm yourself, because you have to have time to make new habits, and you have to have time to oversee the rest of the household. Okay? All right, that's it for today. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I hope you always remember to be beautiful, because you are beautiful.